most of us have some sort of formative experience in our young life where we learn that it's not safe to be fully expressive. And it just depends on the severity of that, you know. But when it comes to public speaking in general, my theory is kind of similar to what Max was saying from the book that she read. My theory is that we seldom find ourselves in opposition to a group. And we're not in opposition to a group when we're public speaking, but we are standing facing the group. And that feeling of looking at a sea of people who are looking at you instead of being part of the group, I feel like that triggers something primal, something from way back in our instincts. And it's like, oh no, like are we running into battle, or am I being ostracized? Like what's going on tribally that I am facing a group instead of part of a group? And I think there's just a physical reaction to that physical dynamic that happens when we're public speaking. And I strongly believe this is true, but I have absolutely no scientific evidence whatsoever. But I do feel when I'm standing up, there's this kind of like I get this image of, standing on top of a hill and having people throw things at you, like this very kind of primal feeling. And I think it's because we're separated from the group and we don't feel safe. So we have to change that thought. And I have my first step. Well, I'm going to pull this off. Excuse me, I should have done this before. No. My first step is now torn. My first step to overcoming stage fright is to reframe. I'm going to put this up here. You can still see it with the tear. Oh, that's not bad. All right, reframe. First step. Yes. Your audience is not your enemy. Your audience is your ally. And these aren't, I'm not writing whole sentences on here, so if you can't see it, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to have some sort of visual aid for you. Your audience is not your enemy. You are the guide. You are taking them on a journey. I think Wendy said right at the beginning, you're responsible for getting them to ABC. And it's absolutely true. You are the person who's been there before, who is taking them through the content to get them to where they need to be. So if you think of that like, I've been here before, I'm going to take you on this journey. It's not an I'm against you kind of feeling, but we feel that way. And especially when we get those people with the bitchy resting face, or they're looking at their phones, or they're falling asleep, we think, oh no, they hate me, they're judging me, oh no. But if you think about your experience for a moment, when you are in an audience, you're in an audience right now, are you sitting there really, really rooting for me to fail? Are you sitting there going, oh, I hope this Danielle person really sucks. I hope she messes everything up and I'm going to judge her for it. I mean, most of us not. Every now and again, there'll be that psychopath in the back. But most of us, we come to an event, we come to listen to a speaker because we want them to do well. We want to learn something from them. We want to be entertained. We want to get to know them better. We want whatever content they have to share. We want them to do well. How often do you spend money on a babysitter, drives the gas and the parking to go and to listen to a speaker, the time out of your evening, hoping they'll do badly? That doesn't happen very often. Your audience has already invested in you just by showing up. They have invested, whether or not they paid to be there, they have invested their time. They're already giving you a show of faith. They're like, I'm here because I think you're going to give me what I want. That's why they're there. So knowing that, they're your cheerleaders. They want you to do well. Because if you do badly, I mean, have you ever been in the audience when there's a speaker who's just, oh, I'm so awkward and I just feel so, you're just like, oh, inside you're crying for them and you just want to help them. It's not a pleasant feeling for the audience when someone's up there dying. And so as an audience, we want our speaker to do well. And that's so important to remember as the speaker, because as soon as you get up here, you feel exposed. You have this like us versus them feeling that kind of throws you into fight or flight. And you start to think, they hate me, they want me to do badly, they're judging me. But they want you to do well. They will forgive so much if you try. So when you get up there and all that stuff happens, oh yeah, when the stage fright kicks in and you're going into fight or flight, it's important to take a second and look at your audience and remember that they are on your side. Not look at them as an adversary. Your audience is not your adversary. Your audience is not your enemy. They are your cheerleaders. They are your group of tourists that you're going to take wherever you're going to take them. They want what you have to offer, and they will forgive so much if you show up for them. If you show up and you're trying and you're not wearing the right shoes or you screw up a word or two, they will forgive you if you stay in service to them and if you stay honest and earnest in that. There's a contract that happens and they don't want you to do badly. So that's the first thing. I know it's hard to agree with sometimes when you feel so exposed and you feel so judged, but remember also that it is your job to take control from the beginning. So it is your job to build the connection. They've already voted for you by being there. And so your job is to show up and go, okay, I'm here. I'm going to connect with you. I trust you. I trust you not to judge me, and I'm going to give you of myself. I'm not going to wait for you to give me because you've already done that. It's my job to give myself to you now, and then we can start to have an exchange. So that's the first thing. Your audience is not your enemy. Your audience is your ally.